God is not fair because you have the money to buy the books or, have the power and it's a hobby. That's not a spirituality. It's just a hobby. To go read the books of God and this and that it can become a catalyst, a bridge. It could be a tool for you to serve better. But on its own does not make you a spiritual. The worst scenario is that a lot of Baha'is have seen it. They think if they're elected as the member of the local spiritual assembly and the national and special universal laws of justice, in Thunder Bay there was a guy, his name Tim. He was thinking God has chosen him. That's why he's becoming the member of the local spiritual assembly. I told him that, when did I say I am God? Because I'm one of the people that have elected you. So if you're elected by God, who am I here? Because I've done the election too. Me and God are sharing. God is a partner now. Think about it. So the man was wrong. I had to go bring a pamphlet from the National Spiritual Assembly of Canada, and where it says the members and the non-members have no difference at all. The fact that every year or every 4 years they have to be elected and re-elected, it just shows that they're having the same problem as those who are not getting into the election, into being a member of assembly. That is absolutely, my God, absolutely has no merit, spiritual merit, no spiritual merit, social merit, any merit for the person who gets elected. If anything, he's tested, because there he has to go now serve. So, but surely they say, oh yeah, what are you saying? I'm the member of Universal Laws of Justice are the people that they get inspired by Baha'ullah. Are you serious, people? Did you think you can elect somebody, a butcher from the neighborhood, or some, guy who tried to put a tie and suit and read some book and print some book, just by mere election of us, this fellow is going to be chosen by God, to be inspired by God. Can you think about this? How waywarded is this idea? Why? It's because the word of Baha'u'llah says that in Arabic, يَلْهَمُهُمْ مَا يَشَاءُ, which means God will inspire them in whatever they want. Except that if they read the instruction of Shoghi Effendi, who is the interpreter of the writing of Baha'u'llah, they'll understand that those who get inspired by God are the guardians. They're not special people. They're the people that they do a lot of work. Only God knows. They're spiritual enough for God. They are the instrument that God inspired them. That's what Shoghi says. This is one of the principles of the Baha'i faith, that the earth cannot remain even 1 minute without a guardian. So prophets comes every 1,000 years, but the guardians are all the time here. And they are inspired by God. That's what Shoghi Effendi says. Well, if they get inspired and Universal Laws of Justice gets inspired, the two inspired people, they don't get along. Definitely both of them are wrong. They can't be God then. One of them is lying. But that's not the case. The Universal Laws of Justice is the boss. There's no doubt. Okay, and their decision is infallible, meaning like a Supreme Court. It's the final place that you can go. But after 5 years, you may not like this decision of Universal, and you join ask the next session of the Universal Laws of Justice, you ask them that I want, have the question again. They might give you a different answer because they can't revoke what they said before. So, the inspiration, however, of the Universal Laws of Justice comes through the guardian. People, these kind of people always have been naturally in all the religions, In every religion they call them differently. We call them minor prophets in the Christianity, in the Judaism, in Islam. They're called, Muhammad says, the learned of my nations, of my people, or even excelled over the minor prophets, the Israelites prophets, like Rumi, Attar, and so on. And the Baha'i faith, we're calling them guardians. There are also learneds, but guardian is a bit different from just being a learned. He's the guy who comes in contact with Baha'ullah. So, therefore, becoming the member of Universal Laws of Justice, absolutely, there's no spiritual merit in it at all. No. The spiritual merit of a person is something that everyone can get it. Every people, every man, the dumb, the handicapped, any personality, any strata, from any economic background, from any social background, from any age, from any group, from any level of knowledge, man, woman, name it, even a prisoner, even a criminal, anybody in the world, all of us, we have an exact equal opportunity to decide to be better. And that decision towards the betterment makes us spiritual. Okay? Better, I mean spiritually better. Not better than you in a manner of knowing more English, speaking better, knowing more mathematics, or remembering all the tablets of Baha'u'llah. No. Anything that only one particular person can get it and can do it, others can't, it can't be spiritual. You can't say become a musician is in a spiritual term. Some people can't. To create a power of memory power that you can memorize all what Baha'u'llah says. Or like me, describe it, because you think about it too long, too much. So all I'm saying to you is not a sign of my spirituality at all. It's just a matter of my hobby. This is a hobby. I've chosen to be my hobby. It's a good one. It's cheap. It's not expensive. I read the book, I think about it, and I talk to others, and I enjoy. What am I spiritually, or where are others? Baha'u'llah says, don't get into that realm. Even one individual should not say, cannot guess his own end, he says. Much less to talk about others. Don't even get into it. The moment we go to judge people, I'm going to be speaking about the judging also some other time. The moment we start about judging others spiritually, at that moment, definitely we have come behind the seat of God. Kick him out, God. I am the God. Because I'm going to judge people here. Who's better, who's worse. That's what exactly it means. You have to slay God. Then you can judge people who's better, who's worse. This is not the area that mankind can get in at all. So, but there are formulas that Baha'u'llah has brought. You know, this is one of them. This is one of the formulas. I haven't seen it in another religion. So, no competition here. So, of course, the question comes that a lot of people say that, okay, so you're saying that basically competition is dead. Definitely, I say the competition is dead when it comes to the spiritual values. One cannot compete with another person to get closer to Baha'u'llah. Do not even try it. But you can compete with your past. There Baha'u'llah says count yourself. I'm going to talk about that too. You have to be accountable. He says count yourself. What do you got? How much quality have you gained? Every day, he says. Every day count yourself. Before they reckon you, you reckon yourself. So you have to know, what was last year you were? To show what have you understand, what have you realized, what are you doing better? Everything. That's a spiritual. The consequence of the material maintenance can become a spiritual. You keep your body healthy, you don't smoke, you don't drink, you try to keep it healthy. It does help you to stay longer in the planet. Therefore, you have more chances of serving. It can become the consequence. So, Because of spirituality, you have to know there's two kind of products, commodities. There are spiritual commodities, metaphysical, intangible ones, and then there are material ones. You could see it. Most people, when they become kind and generous or this or that, they think, oh, okay, I decided, so I am generous, really. Generosity is a commodity. When you die, you'll see it on the other side. Baha'ullah says, when you die, there's two ways that you get recompense. By your action and by the quality that is a result of that action. Maybe a kind person is a beautiful person. Generous person maybe is very rich. A brave person maybe has the power to fly. Who knows, okay? But this quality does not belong to us. We cannot become kind, essentially. We don't have that essence in us. It's if you go and dig the ground and get some gold, you haven't made gold. You grabbed it. It's not yours, really. It's from the earth. The same way, when you become kind and generous, those generosity and kindness is not really yours. It's God's. It's all Baha'ullah's. We can do that. We cannot create kindness, no. Kindness is already there. We can go to it, towards it. Therefore, the light of that kindness, it enlightens us. You're in dark. No, you can't see the faces. When you go to light, sun comes from the night in the day, then everybody gets brightened. The fact that you're visible and the visibility helps you to see other things, okay? It doesn't mean that you created the light. No, you just are under the light. Those attributes of light doesn't belong to a person. Commodities of God. I would like to go back to that point that previously explained, that the loneliness that we suffer, a lot of us, some of it attributed to these bad attitudes and attributes and qualities we have, which we want to advance ourselves over other people. This advancement over other people, if you succeed, what you gonna do? People hate you. And those who bend down in front of you because you made a lot of money, they're not your friends.